How's it going, everyone? I am the Yu-Gi-Oh! Scrub, and all 480-something of you can call me Bailey because you've hit the subscribe button. Consider hitting the button, help me get to 1,000, that is my goal by the end of the year, and then you all could call me Bailey as well. My girlfriend says hi, by the way. She told me to say that for my intro. Regardless, today we are playing some Skill Drain Beatdown. If you feel like this guy on the screen, you know, the Skill Drain guy, go and leave this video and then come back when you've made yourself have a fantastic day. Then you can listen to me rant about this deck, which I'm going to do now. We're running Skill Drain Beatdown. To go with the Beatdown, we're running a triple Goblin Attack Force. You guys know what it is. It's a 2300, 0 defense. When it attacks, it switches to defense position, and then can't switch back for one full turn after. Can beat over pretty much anything with that 2300 normal summon ability, just being a level 4. Skill Drain makes it, though, so it doesn't have to go to defense. That's why it's a great card, and pairs well with Skill Drain. Giant Orc is the same exact thing as Goblin Attack Force, except it's a Fiend instead of a Warrior, but more importantly, it is a Dark monster. Also 2200, just a little bit less attack, but because it's a Dark, it works with Deck Devestation Virus. And I think last video, maybe it was 2 videos ago, I asked what, I told you guys I was going to be playing with a Deck Devestation Virus deck, and I had you guess what it might be. Well, this is it. Running the 1 Sangan. I considered cutting this for a 3rd Fusilier Dragon, but Sangan's just a good card, helps get the Exiled Force, the DD Warrior Lady, or the Sinister Serpent in this deck. But Fusilier is just another great beater. It helps get over Chaos Sorcerers, since it can actually beat over a Chaos Sorcerer, unlike a Zombira the Dark, which is another 2000 attack Dark. Fusilier, also 2000 attack Dark, which does work under Skill Drain, being tributed for DDV if you set it. What you can do is set the Fusilier, because you can normal or set it without tributing, and its attack and defense become halved, but when it is set, you don't know that its attack and defense is halved, if that makes sense. The way, at least in Go format, it works is it's 2800 until, you know, it gets attacked into, where you flip it, and then it's like, that's right, I was normal summoned without being tributed for, and it becomes a lesser. But you can tribute it for DDV if you have set it, so no Skill Drain needed. That's why it's a pretty good card in this deck. Another little synergy. Zombira, probably one of the better warriors in this deck. It just really works well being a 2000 plus attack Dark. Works well under Skill Drain because it doesn't lose its attack and can attack directly. And searchable with the Rhoda, so that's why it's in the deck. And then Exiled Force, because it tributes itself, you can use its effect under Skill Drain. You cannot use DD Warrior Lady's effect under Skill Drain, unfortunately, but it is just a great warrior, a 1-of, so we're going to run it because we're running the Rhodas. Since we have a light, I was like, well, you know, BLS is just so good. How do we get more lights? Well, Thunder Dragon, obviously, so we're running triple Thunder Dragon. It's just obviously a fantastic card. Allows you to have good fodder for Graceful Charity. Sinister Serpent also can be searched for Sangan, just another great card for Charity, or the Regeki breaks that we're running. Double Jar of Greed, just so we can have some kind of back row bait, you know, maybe bait a Dust Tornado or a Heavy, and search for, well, not search, but draw cards that you might need. Maybe you get that Skill Drain that you don't have yet, or you draw Regeki break, and you have Thunder Dragon in hand, whatever it might be, you know, it's all just good cards. Other than that, we're running Delinquent Duo, Graceful, MST, Double Nobleman, Pot of Greed, Premature Burial, Double Rhoda since we're running Warriors, and Snatch Steal. It's all the best spells in the format. And then Torrential, Ring of Destruction, Mirror Force, DDV, because we can, Call of the Haunted, so we can bring back something after we DDV it, or just, you know, bring back like a Fusilier and then DDV if we need it, or just bring back a big beater, because why not? And then, you know, just Jar of Greed, Regeki Break, already talked about it. Side deck, you can see it here. Double Final Attack Orders in case you run into something like Scapegoats. Double Dust Shoot, so if we can go first, we can bring that in. Token Thanksgiving for any burn matchups or goat control. Soul Release, Smashing Ground, it's a side deck. Let's go ahead, set that as default, save it, and go and join the goat format ladder. Click ready, and click this button for your viewing pleasure. I'm feeling paper today. Gotta make sure. I wish my opponent luck. Let's go. I'm picking paper again, and he picks scissors. I'm the worst rock, paper, scissors player of all time. I'm talking fast. Let's take a sip of liquid IV filled water. Sponsored by Liquid IV. Do love me some Liquid IV hydration packets, though. Salty and sweet. Opponent opens up with Pot of Greed. We'll talk about my opening hand once I draw a card. Now I have this nice music playing as I sit here in silence. Opponent sets 1 back row, 2 back row, 3 back row, and summons Breaker, the Magical Warrior. Exchange. Okay, interesting deck. I don't hate this. I guess I'll take Sangan. This is really interesting. I didn't even realize there's a macro with it. So, he gets my skill drain. Unfortunate, but that is the proper play if I were him. He then Graceful Charities, okay. Really, really interesting. I like this exchange tech. He discards my skill drain and a Metamorphosis of his own. Makes me feel a little bit safer about these back row. And gets rid of my Goblin attack force. Let's go ahead, summon the Zombira, and try to attack over the Breaker. We do get over the Breaker. And Zombira go to 1900. I suppose we'll set the DDV. Never want to summon the Sangan since it is my opponent's, and he would get an effect. I just have to remember it is my opponent's and not mine since it doesn't have any sort of indication. Opponent sets 1 back row and 1 monster. So assuming this is a Mystic Tomato, he picks DD Warrior Lady. Let's go ahead, set the Fusilier, and we'll end my turn. I don't want to attack in case this is a Mystic Tomato. I'd rather use the DDV. And Exiled Force I feel like is a better card to keep. Okay, so he does flip the Mystic Tomato. I had that read correctly. We will activate DDV and tribute the Fusilier, getting rid of the Mystic Tomato, so at least... Okay, so he's got Tribe, Creature, MST. $103 for Deck Devestation Virus. We'll go ahead and attack with the Giant Orc and end our turn. Okay. Tribe, Creature Swap, MST, Judgment. He gets rid of my Warrior. Get Call the Haunted. That's a pretty good draw. We'll go ahead and just pop the Exile Force and... Okay, so Scapegoat, Creature Swap, MST, Judgment. Let's go ahead and try to target the Fusilier. See if he Judgments this. He doesn't. let's go ahead and try to attack. We will attack. So now I'm realizing he's going to go ahead and creature swap. We'll set the Regeki break and end. He doesn't MST. So I will go and pop that token. He does Judgment. That's fine, I'll take that trade. So he takes my Fusilier, we get his attack position token, and he hits us for 2,800. And he sets another back row, so it's MST something. We'll Rhoda. And I'm assuming we're gonna get, yeah, DD Warrior Lady. Let's go ahead, try to attack this token. Ring of Destruction. We each take 15. And depending on what he draws, he doesn't have game. So at 900 to 13. I draw a Fusilier of my own, we'll set it. Not looking too good for us, but maybe we can get a Ring of Destruction. Tsukiyomi. Flips Fusilier. Yeah. No, that is game. Okay. We'll admit defeat. Unfortunate. But do I like Final Attack Orders? I think I do. Yeah, I like Tribe a little bit more. Nobleman. Let's get rid of BLS, because I think Exchange is going to be pretty bad. Nobleman doesn't seem too good. Final Attack Orders seem okay. Though maybe Token Thanksgiving seems better. No, Final Attack Orders is better. We'll go first. Opening hand, Torrential Tribute, DDV, Sinister Serpent, Zombira, Delinquent Duo, and Final Attack Orders. So we'll start with a duo. Always start with the duo. You never want a Pot of Greed, you never want a Graceful Charity, you just start with duo so your opponent has as little information as possible. We get rid of a Judgment and a Scapegoat. Pretty good. We'll summon Zombira and set DDV. And then do we set Final... We'll set Torrential Tribute. It leaves me a little bit more susceptible to a Heavy Storm, but we can chain the DDV. He Delinquent Duos. Unfortunate, but we do have the Sinister Serpent, so it is basically a 1-for-1 trade. We draw Mirror Force. Now I think I'm going to Dex Devestation Virus. It is a Dekoichi, I'm glad I did that, and I hit the Tsukiyomi as well. We'll end our turn, no need to... Alright, creature swap. We get Ring of Destruction. No need to set it. Sakuretsu Armor. And we draw Jar of Greed. we'll go ahead and just start attacking. Putting the Sinister Serpent also leaves us a little less susceptible to creature swap because we have a very bad monster that we can give him. And he draws the Heavy Storm. Let's go ahead and activate Pot of Greed. Draw Regeki Break, Final Attack Orders. Let's attack again. No need to set anything. Just end our turn. We have Torrential Tribute if he wants to summon something like a Mystic Tomato. Anything along those lines. He just sets a back row, activates Pot of Greed, that's fine. He draws 2. Might be getting ready for an exchange. That was a really interesting tech. I like this deck. The things you run into on ladder never cease to amaze. He does set. Okay. We draw Rhoda. Let's activate Rhoda and get ourselves Exile Force. And with priority, Tribute and Pop, a Magician of Faith, fantastic hit. We'll just end our turn again. May set the Ring of Destruction. I feel like it could be a Heavy Storm set in that third spot. He MSTs, targeting the Torrential. Unfortunate, but that's fine. He does banish a Light and a Dark. Oh, is he gonna banish this Sinister Serpent? Unfortunate. Gets BLS. He might just attack. He does. He goes for the damage. We draw Zombira. Get Sinister Serpent to hand. Let's go ahead. Summon Zombira. We're at 13. We'll set Regeki Break. I don't think we set the ring yet. Maybe we do. We try to bait out the Heavy Storm. And that's game. He has his own Ring of Destruction. Alright, well, he just quit right away. I always like when there's a little bit of banter between opponents at the end. You know, I get it, we're all in a rush, but I don't know, I feel like it's a community building thing when you have a little bit of a chat. Only 18 minutes in, so let's hope we can actually get a win. And my opponent didn't want to play. The 10 seconds went by. Maybe this guy will want to play. He does want to play, and he beats me in rock, paper, scissors again. Like I said in the other video, I'm just too good at rock, paper, scissors. I need to handicap myself. I need to lose. My hair is absolutely a mess right now because I have not showered. Have not styled it for you all. I know you guys desperately need my good hairdo days. Opponent sets 1 back row and ends turn. This is a pretty solid hand right here. With Fusilier, Deck Devestation Virus, Call of the Haunted, Ring, Torrential, Regeki Break. So I'm just going to go ahead, set Fusilier, set DDV, and I'll set Call. He might Heavy Storm. And I will, in response to his Nobleman to cross out, hit with a Fusilier Dragon. And it gets rid of Tsukiyomi. Electric Snake. Okay, Demok and Premature Burial. But Electric Snake, Actually, it's not discarded, it's destroyed. Let me know if anyone knows this ruling. I'm just going to play with it like this. Cyberjar, Delinquent Duo. Unfortunately, he's going to get the Duo. So he has Premature, Demok, Duo. Hits us with a Duo. Hitting Torrential Tribute, and we'll get rid of Regeki Break since we don't have a good discard fodder. We get Snatch Steal. Let's go ahead, go to battle. Activate Call of the Haunted. And try to attack directly. It's a Mirror Force, that's fine. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Main phase 2, we'll set. And what does he draw? Torrential Tribute. So Torrential Tribute, Demok, Premature Burial, 1 unknown. He does have a Light in a Darkened Grave. That Electric Snake was insane. Who the hell plays that? 2 out of 3 of DDV, and we'll set the Jar of Greed and end. 7,000 life points to 8,000, and he gets Breaker. We'll go ahead and just ring the Breaker. We each take 1,900 because he did go to battle. And I'll summon Goblin Attack Force that we just drew for turn and swing. Torrential Tribute. Okay, go to grave. I will Jar of Greed. Maybe we draw Premature Burial. We don't, we draw Exiled Force, but I'll just end. We know he already used Delinquent Duo, not Deck Devastation Virus. We draw a Giant Orc for turn. We'll try to swing. He Ring of Destructions. And we'll end our turn. Snatch Steal could be a good game shot. There's Premature of his own. Getting what? Getting the Breaker. We're at 39, so he hits us down to 23. 23 to his 21. And he ends turn. Do I go for game here? We knew he had Torrential Tribute, so let's summon Exiled Force. And then let's go ahead and activate Snatch Steal. And that's game. Okay. Good. Good, 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 good. Honestly, might take out DDV, seeing those electric snakes, but is that what we want? I think Skill Drain is pretty good here. Final Attack Orders isn't that good. Dust Shoot could be here. We're going second. I don't want Dust Shoot. Tribe might be nice. Actually, Smashing Grounds seem pretty good, along with Soul Release. I don't think he's going to set much. We can take out the Noblemans. He actually did have Tsukiyomi, and he had some flip effects. Maybe Jar of Greed. Honestly, DDV is not too good, because we did see the Electric Snake. Maybe MST. No, MST, he had enough traps. Heavy Storm actually seems okay. If we're taking out DDV, maybe we take out the Fusiliers. But the Fusiliers are good under Skill Drain. Maybe under the Sangan. And the Serpent. Serpent's just so good. Maybe we take out one Soul Release. 2 seems a little bit overkill. I want it because I want to see it a little more often, but if you see both of them in the same game, the odds that you're going to be able to banish 5 effective cards twice is just very low. Opening hand looks pretty good. Premature, Fusilier the dual mode beast, Snatch Steal, Skill Drain, and Heavy Storm. Though he is going to hit us with a Delinquent Duo. Hits the Heavy Storm, and we'll discard Fusilier because we have Premature. We draw Skill Drain and Mirror Force. Let's go ahead, activate Premature. As I activate it, I'm like, I probably should have waited. Okay, that's fine. I'd rather that trade. We'll just set Skill Drain and end. I'm gonna assume this is a Magician of Faith. He does Heavy Storm, that's why I didn't want to set the Mirror Force as well. And it is Magician of Faith. Got the Delinquent Duo, so we'll see what we draw, but I'm assuming this game is just lost. Sometimes your opponent has exactly what you need. Again, we'll check out our first draw, but I'm assuming this is just a lost cause. We'll play it out just a little bit. Yeah, he gets the Pot of Greed. I mean, this is just pluses upon pluses upon pluses. My opponent can summon the Tsukiyomi. Summon the Sangan, yeah, okay. We're just gonna scoop. We'll bring in the Trap Dust Shoots over the Smashing Grounds. And DDV over Nobleman does seem good. DDV over... This is tough. Maybe Heavy Storm, because I don't want to necessarily Heavy Storm my own cards. God, I love that Liquid IV. I can't rave about it enough. Please sponsor me. If any of you know someone who works for Liquid IV, tell them they got a loyal customer in the YuGiOh scrub, and they'd probably laugh at you. But tell them I'm a big deal with almost 500 YouTube subscribers. Not 500,000, 500. All jokes aside, really do appreciate everyone who tunes into these videos. I just play YuGiOh for fun, and decide to record myself rambling as I play. And some of you actually enjoy it. Unfortunately, my opponent has left the duel. Hopefully it's just it. Yeah, okay, he's back. So that would be a very unfortunate time to DC. Haven't seen a single Thunder Dragon either of these games, and maybe it's telling me that I should cut them. I do like the Regeki breaks, and he disconnects again, but maybe I'd be better off playing something like, I don't know, Judgments over the Thunder Dragons to protect my skill drains. Just cut the BLS and the DD Warrior Lady. The reason I have them in there is, excuse me, because I threw the DD Warrior Lady in, and I'm thinking, well, you know what, that's a light. So if I'm running a light, I should run BLS, but I can't run a BLS with just one light, so I gotta run more lights. I suppose Magician of Faith is also an option there, but Faith seems so bad because I'm running Skill Drain. And so I'm like, well, what's a good card? Thunder Dragon. It can activate under Skill Drain since it activates from the hand, and it fuels my hand for the Graceful Charity, because a deck like this, every deck's gonna run Graceful Charity, but sometimes you don't have good discards. Something that makes Chaos Turbo so good is the fact that it almost always has at least one good discard, whether it's Night Assailant, Thunder Dragon, or Sinister Serpent. But in a hand like this, like, look, we got Graceful Charity, but we have Torrential Tribute, MST, Double Giant Orc, and Exiled Force. And you almost want to hold the Charity, because why would you want to Charity when you don't have a good discard fodder? So we actually are going to hold the Charity. We're just going to set Torrential Tribute and summon Giant Orc and end our turn. Call me absolutely insane, because I bet we're going to get delinquent duo right here. I don't think so, because he set a monster first. Nope, he didn't. He took it back, which is fine. He sets a different monster, assuming. And he metamorphoses the Sinister Serpent away. Do I want to Torrential Tribute, or am I just going to Exile Force next turn? This is fine. We'll give him one attack with the 1000 Eyes Restrict. Maybe we draw a Skill Drain. We draw Regeki Break. So let's go ahead, activate Graceful Charity. Drawing Trap Dust Shoot, Rhoda, Call of the Haunted. We'll discard Giant Orc and Regeki Break. And do we search for a Goblin Attack Force? He might have Tsukiyomi. So I could search for Goblin Attack Force, summon it. It's bigger than the 1000 Eyes Restrict. But if he has Tsukiyomi next turn, then we'd have to Torrential and go 2 for 2. His Tsukiyomi and 1000 Eyes Restrict for my Torrential and Goblin Attack Force. So I think the play's actually going to be exiled. Pop the 1000 Eyes Restrict. And set the Dust Shoot. If he's not going to activate the Serpent, okay. Here, he does have the Heavy Storm, so I'm glad I didn't set the Call of the Haunted. Let's go and take the Jinzo, because that makes his Snatch deal worse. If he summons the DD Warrior Lady, we can Torrential Tribute this. He doesn't. So let's go ahead and activate Rhoda. And we'll search ourselves a DD Warrior Lady. I think this is the best play. We'll summon DD Warrior Lady and attack. Don't want to set Torrential Tribute. If he Snatch deals, we have MST next turn. I will let this go through. We'll banish. It's 13, or what's 15? 150. 1850. If my math is correct. We draw BLS. We'll set the Sinister Serpent and end. He sets his own monster and ends. We draw Mirror Force. Unfortunate, because I really, really, really wish that I had a monster that could attack over this right now. He Heavy Storms. Gets rid of my Torrential Tribute, but at least finally Cyberjar. Get both Goblin Attack Force and Giant Orc on field. Opponent gets double Electric Snake, Premature Burial, Scapegoat, and Hysteric Fairy. The Hysteric Fairy is kind of interesting. I wonder if he'll tribute. Premature Burial can get back nothing of value, and you get Scapegoat as well. The Cypher Soldier is banished, fortunately. Though he can tribute for... I don't know what he means by face up, but seems like everything's okay. He tributes Giant Orc and Electric Snake for the D-Mock, and yeah, he's gonna get back Snatch Steal, and this is game. Interesting deck. GG's. Again, he left the duel. Okay, I really want... We'll play one more match, and hopefully we can get a win. I just want Skill Drain to do something. I feel like Skill Drain hasn't really been seen at all. As always, I implore you guys to ridicule me, roast me, tell me where I'm wrong, tell me where I missed game, but also tell me like what you might do to make this deck a little bit better. What changes you would make if you were playing a Skill Drain beatdown DDV deck. I think I made it relatively streamlined. 3 in a row I just lose. I need to stop picking paper. That's my problem. I keep picking paper and losing to scissors. Playing at Title Fight. He's got the cools at Rempengu. Is that the art? Opening hand, Regeki Break, DD Warrior Lady, DDV, Skill Drain, and Giant Orc. So I like what we have. I do think that cutting some of the chaos stuff, it seemed a little forced in, and I think Judgments would be better. Just because I'm looking at this hand, and DD Warrior Lady probably would still be in the deck. But, there's a Thunder Dragon. So finally, we do have a Thunder Dragon sighting. And we have Regeki Break in my hand. Next, we'll go ahead, summon the Giant Orc, set DDV, and set Regeki Break and end. And hopefully, I would love if this is a Heavy Storm set right now. And oh my god, it is. Okay, so we will chain DDV, and we will chain Regeki Break. Though, now that I think, Regeki Break was going away anyways. I guess it gets an extra light engrave. DDV would have also destroyed the DD Warrior Lady. So, Exiled Force. Snatch, Breaker, Decree, Last Will, Zaborg. He's playing something similar to what I want to play. I've been trying to build a Last Will Monarch deck. Really a Last Will toolbox. I know there was a deck list that was going around not too long ago that was just that. A Last Will toolbox, but trying to put my own YuGiOh Scrub spin on it. He ends his turn. We draw Zombira. So that's likely a Decree. So we'll just attack over his Breaker, making this 1900. Also, just for sake, we'll do 1 out of 3 on the deck Devestation, and we'll set Skill Drain, because why not? Yep, he activates the Royal Decree, that's fine. Alright, Mage Power. So he has Last Will, Snatch, Zaborg, Mage Power. Can't attack directly, unfortunately, and Fairy Lily gets discarded because of the deck Devestation virus. We draw a Fusilier Dragon. I don't want to summon another monster, and unfortunately, it's kind of tough because I know he has Snatch Steal, and that just gets rid of the Zaborg, so we'll just end. Unfortunately, I mean, we've gotten rid of the Exiled Force. We're getting rid of his best cards that activate Last Will. I do love the Exiled Force Last Will combo that we're seeing more often now. I say I love it and then I lose to it a lot and probably won't love it for long, but I feel like I was running that not too long ago in one of my Last Will Last Turn decks, because something I like about the Last Will is that it can summon out Jowgen, so it helps with the last turn. God, I fear saying this out loud because we're going to start seeing Last Will Last Turn Turbo plaguing the meta. Decree is shutting down my traps. Cyberstein. Okay. He pays 5,000 life points to summon what? He does have mage power, the Gatling Dragon. And he summons Last Will. Okay, so he needs at least one heads. Tails. Tails, come on, 3 tails. 1 in 8 chance. Last Will's dead. Terrible card, why would you ever play this? Best to draw next turn would be an MST, because I haven't seen it yet. Okay, so he attacks. It does go to 17. Zombira doesn't care if I attack or if he attacks. The Last Duel gets triggered in the battle phase. You can do this. The Last Duel does have to be activated, obviously, before the monster goes to grave, and he gets Donzalug. Okay, okay. We'll take 900 and 14. Does he roll a dice or does he just click? I think he's a dice roller. And he, disconnected. He's a clicker. And he gets my DD Warrior Lady. That is unfortunate. We get Zombira though. So we'll summon Zombira and just attack over the Donzalug for 700. And Zombira will go to 19 and we'll just click end phase. Really wish Call of the Haunted was live. The Decree is kind of hurting me a lot. Opponent has a light and a dark engrave. He already had a light and a dark, because he had the breaker. He Rhodas for what? Maybe another Zombira? A Mataza the Zapper. Okay. No, he has mage power though. That's gonna be game. Yeah, mage power gives him 700, so he's 2,700. Yeah, I really like this Last Will deck. This is pretty cool. Okay, so he's got game. And now I'm lagging. Let me know about the music, guys. Is it too loud, too soft? I tried to do a little bit of testing just with my audio before this, and it sounded just loud enough where, like, you can hear it when I'm sitting in silence, but I don't know if it's still too much. Dust Shoot could be interesting. Sakuretsu Armor. Do I feel like this is going to be good? I think it's better than Nobleman's, that's for sure. Regeki Break still seems pretty good. Knowing he's running Decree, I think I'm going to take out one skill drain and Call of the Haunted. Yeah, this seems alright. Excuse me. I don't have Breaker in this deck. I should probably have him in the side deck. I also probably should have brought in Heavy Storm. Opening hand is Mirror Force, Sakuretsu Armor, Ring of Destruction, Zombira the Dark, Exiled Force, and Graceful Charity. We'll start with the Graceful. Drawing Zombira, Regeki Break, Fusilier. Discarding Zombira and Sakuretsu Armor. And we'll set Regeki Break and Ring. And summon our own Zombira. Risking a Heavy Storm here, but I think that's okay. He goes ahead and sets a monster. We will just Exiled Force this. It was a Gravekeeper's Spy. That's fine. We'll end our turn. Zombira obviously could have gotten over the Spy, and that would have been pretty good. Then we can just Ring of Destruction the other Spy. Too late now, though. I don't know how I feel about Spies in this deck. Maybe swapped into a more normal Chaos Turbo / Chaos Control deck. He Rhodas. What's he gonna search? Exiled Force. I bet Last Will is coming. Yep, Last Will number 1. And he does pop Exiled Force, popping my Zombira, summoning maybe Cyberstein, summoning a Sangan. Okay, I'll take 1,000. We draw a Trap Dust Shoot, we'll summon the Fusilier and just attack. That is right, in battle he does search with Sangan. What's he gonna get? Gets a DD Warrior Lady. We'll go ahead, set Trap Dust Shoot. And we'll activate Dust Shoot. Let's get rid of the Mataza, I think, because he's got United We Stand. Yeah, we'll get rid of Mataza. So he's got Zaborg, Injection Fairy Lily, DD Warrior Lady, United We Stand, Brain Control. Well, Ring of Destruction, each taking 1,500, because I Ring of Destruction hits DD Warrior Lady. Keeping Regeki Break in hand, we'll hit him for 14. Setting Sakuretsu Armor and Jar of Greed. He Graceful Charities, we'll Jar of Greed in response. Drawing Torrential Tribute. Yep, that's fine. So Graceful, what's he gonna discard? Gets rid of the United We Stand. Maybe not. He's viewing his graveyard. And Iron Blacksmith Kotetsu. I do like the Blacksmith. Delinquent Duo. unfortunate, but we will lose both Torrential Tribute and Mirror Force. And he has a Pot of Goo. Wow, we got hit with the trio. The Holy Trinity. Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, and Delinquent Duo all in the same turn. And he... Wow, this game is just going not our way now. If he popped Regeki Break, I wouldn't feel that bad. That would have been fine. But he popped our Battle Trap. And now we draw Thunder Dragon. But that's actually not too bad, because we can discard, thin our deck of 2 Thunder Dragons. And we have fodder for the Regeki Break. I will use Regeki Break if he just goes to battle. I don't want to take 16. I want to keep the life point advantage right now. And we'll pop the Breaker with Regeki Break. He's got Brain Control, Zaborg, and some unknowns in hand. We draw Trap Dust Shoot. We'll set the Dust Shoot. I'll hit him with the Dust Shoot and Standby. Hit him with the... Get rid of the Injection Fairy Lily automatically. So Brain Control, Smashing, Heavy Storm, Zaborg. What's this face down? Hopefully Cyberjar. I'd actually love if it's Cyberjar. Though, I think Cyberjar might be game. Because he has a lot of cards in hand. Now that I think about it, when I was building my last will deck, I don't think I had Cyberjar. It's a Magician of Faith. Not quite as good, but also still very, very good when he has the Holy Trinity in his hand. But Cyberjar just lets you get so many cards. And if you use it on your turn, like if you can protect it and use it on your turn, then it just basically allows an OTK. I feel like it'll allow an OTK almost every single time. You can then Brain Control, United We Stand, whatever it summons, like it's just so much. The electric snakes in this deck, though, seem really, really interesting. He'll hit me for 300 after discarding Heavy Storm and Smashing Ground. We get Giant Orc. We will swing, and Giant Orc goes to defense. Actually really good that the Orc goes to defense, because Brain Control makes it not as powerful on the Giant Orc. Also, he's got hit for a lot of damage. He does Snatch Steal. He Tribute Sets for Zaborg. We will go ahead, banish a Light in the Dark, and we'll try to swing for game. Alright, we get a game. Guys, we got a game. Alright, let's bring in Heavy Storm over. Get rid of these Dusk Shoots. And let's bring in the Nobleman of Crossouts again. This seems okay. Sinister Serpent, Fusilier, Goblin Attack Force, Jar of Greed, BLS. So even though I was ratting on BLS, saying that it wasn't a fantastic card in this deck because I don't have a lot of lights and I hadn't seen the Thunder Dragons, it came in handy to get that game win. He summons Injection Fairy Lily. Alright, our opening hand is Zombira, BLS, Jar of Greed, Attack Force, Fusilier, Sinister Serpent. We could try to attack with the into the Fairy Lily. It would pump up to 3,400. He'd eat 2,000. If I attack with Zombira, I would take 13. So he would lose the life points there, but I think I'm just going to set the Sinister Serpent and Jar of Greed and end. Royal Decree in the end phase? No. No Royal Decree in the end phase. Nobleman coming my way, possibly. Gets a Rhoda for Exiled Force. That's fine. Glad it's not a Zlug. And he pops the Serpent, and Exiled Force doesn't get used with the last will. Attack is good. Alright, he is using the effect. I'll eat 34. He eats 2,000. And draw DDV. Fantastic. So we will... Even though I should have added the Serpent, too late now. Summon Zombira, set DDV. Let's see what he does. He sets, and then does he go to battle? Let's go ahead. Do we see a decree now? I'll chain DDV to his Smashing Ground. So 1-for-1 trade with Smashing and DDV. And I do get rid of his Kotetsu and his Fairy Lily. And his Mataza the Zapper. Last will, united we stand. Last will, united we stand. Let's activate Jar of Greed. Get Sakuretsu Armor. Summon Goblin Attack Force and attack for 23, assuming it goes through. To defense, we'll set Sakuretsu Armor and end. Last will, united we stand. 2 out of 3. We draw Exiled Force. Summon Fusilier. 1,400, 1,000. Attack with Fusilier. We cannot change Goblin Attack Force to attack position yet. And 3 out of 3. What is this? Brain Control. So, Brain Control would make him eat 800. Goblin Attack Force could change to attack position. He does take the Goblin Attack Force. I will be Sakuretsu Armoring this. Because I wouldn't be able to change it back to attack position. He can, I wouldn't be able to. In the United we stands. $3,100. And we'll just Sakuretsu Armor. Wow, no one wants to say GG's or anything. Well, let's go ahead. We actually got a match win. That's a good way to end this video. Always good to end with a win and not a loss. The Chaos stuff did come in handy in the very end. You know, that final match. I like the Regeki breaks, but you know, the Thunder Dragon's a Serpent. Regeki break feels good when you need it, and it does sometimes feel good just discarding like a dead Zombira or a Fusilier. But I think Judgments, maybe over the Jar of Greeds or something, would do more in this deck, just because I feel like there were times where I would have a skill drain and I just couldn't be playing into a Heavy Storm. But with Judgment, you can play into a Heavy Storm, assuming you have the Judgment. Side deck, as always, you know, I throw these together, but it could use a lot more work. Break or somewhere in there for sure would be better. But I feel like this deck performed and did what it was supposed to. I'd say the number one card I would cut would likely be Sanghan, followed by the Chaos stuff. But let me know what you guys think about this deck. Let me know what you think about the music in the background. You know, Sea Shanty number 2. Gotta love OSRS. I am the YuGiOh Scrub. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.